for more than 5 years. Like, show of hands, how long? Like, more than 5 years? More than 10 years. Everyone else is a foreigner. Yay. Home crowd. Yes. So you guys can relate. So I actually grew up in Leicestershire. Well, in Leicester. And the messed up thing about growing up in Leicester is everyone, like, white people are a minority. So you actually start playing Spot the White Person, which I didn't actually realize was really racist until I left Leicester, because you've got to realize everyone's fucked up and that's what we do. But when I left Leicester, I came to London and I realized there were some cultural differences that not everyone grew up with. Like, for instance, not everyone's dad was basically the epitome of, what's it called, the phrase, there is no justice in the world. I'll give you an example. So my dad grew up Hindu. So, you know, he's a bit of a slutbutt growing up. That is an actual phrase, he's a slutbutt. Then he met my mother, who was Muslim. And gentlemen and ladies, if you're not familiar with the power of pussy, let me just tell you right now, it will make a man change his religion for you. Because my dad went from Hindu to Muslim very quickly, and shortly I was conceived and born. Yay! But the thing is, like, my dad had this whole thing, like, growing up. So I was a very shy kid. I was assuming everyone, like most people are, like normal people. You weirdos that are like really confident, I hate all of you. I know that from the deepest part of my heart. That's with genuine hatred. I was gonna say with love, but it really isn't. But what happened with my dad was that, like, because growing up as a teenager, I didn't have many girlfriends. I was very, very shy. I know, surprising, considering what I do now. And my dad would often come around and just be like, I think my son is gay. Just genuinely all the time. I was like, okay, so I don't have a girlfriend, he thinks I'm gay. The one time I got a girlfriend, which is on my 16th birthday, and there's a story to that I'll tell in a moment, he literally just reamed me out completely, like throwing religious logic at me. You shouldn't do this, you're Muslim, it's wrong. So I was like, okay, so if I don't have a girlfriend, I'm gay. But if I do have a girlfriend, I'm religiously wrong. So there is really no justice in the world here for this guy. So with my dad, just the 16-year-old story, and this is how it actually all went down. When you turn 16 in my family, there's a little thing that happens with my dad. It's called the I love you no matter what speech. Now, has anyone else's parents ever done the I love you no matter what speech? Yeah. Anyone? Just, come on, a little bit more enthusiasm, come on. Yeah, cool. So you guys know, my dad just waits till you're 16. So I have a sister that's older than me. And she turned 16, and she had the I love you no matter what speech, which went like this. I love you no matter what, and by the way, I'm speaking in perfect English, because my dad speaks very broken English, and if he sees this, he will literally beat the fuck out of me. So, we're trying to keep it as understandable. Well, he can't really understand, that's fine. The I love you no matter what speech pretty much went like, I love you no matter what. I don't care if you drink, smoke, do drugs, are a lesbian, or have a boyfriend. All 5 things that you're not really supposed to do as a Muslim. Sister smoked at the time, had a boyfriend, 2 out of 5. You know, not a bad ratio. She and I have a competition known as who can one-up each other and piss dad off the most. And because she's elder, and I have to at least get half, or she gets to beat the fuck out of me and gets to take all my lunch money. Which, you know, Joyce, try growing up with that for a few years. She basically, like, so my birthday came, and she came home specifically for my birthday. Now, here's what happened at school that day. I remember I had to go home. I knew my dad was going to give this speech at some point, probably over family dinner, because he does that, because he likes to make a scene and embarrass me where he can. Or himself. Really haven't really figured that one out yet. So I remember going up to one of my only girl friends, that's a friend that's female, not actually sexual partner, and I remember just screaming at her, "You're my girlfriend!" and ran away. And that's how she became my girlfriend, and that's how we actually started dating. Surprisingly enough, she didn't say no. Needless to say, I actually didn't know this, so when I got home, my dad, you know, waited, went for dinner, had the cake. At that point, he started crying. Just straight away, I love you no matter what. I don't care if you drink, smoke, do drugs, are gay. I was like, 4 out of 4, you are literally nailing nothing right now. You're going to say girlfriend, I got one of those specifically for today. I should, my old sister can't beat the fuck out of me. I'm good. And then he dropped in the least expected thing that you could probably imagine my father saying to me, or are a terrorist. So yeah, my dad actually thought I was a terrorist for a long time, and it's kind of strange because after I moved to London, my dad doesn't believe that I actually do what I do for a living. I'm a writer. My dad doesn't believe there's any future in that. What he actually believes I do is that I'm if I remember correctly, I'm a drug-dealing, bisexual male gigolo. You got 2 wrong. 2 out of 3 wrong is not bad. I am a male gigolo exclusively to women, so at least I'm seeing me afterwards, that's fine. Or was it drug dealer? I'm not really sure. But that's my dad. I actually figured all that stuff out. Now, my mum, on the other hand, is brilliant, and I love her to pieces. Main reason is she's getting older. She's almost 50, and I've realised is that that's older than my book for the people like that. I'm 26. It's fine. I can count that as old. Don't kill me afterwards, please. Seriously. I apparently self-detonate. I'm not really sure yet. We haven't figured that one out. So like with my mum, she basically gives less fucks as she gets older. And I realised this when I went shopping with her on Carnaby Street. We didn't actually get anything. We were just walking on Carnaby Street. Walked out of a store, and my first words to her were going to be, "Oh, Mum, I really love you. Thank you for coming here for my birthday." Her words were, she looked me dead in the face, and mind you, my mum's not a thin woman by any stretch of the imagination. She's quite a curvy lady. She knows what she's doing. She turned around to me and she went, "You know what? I really admire fat people." Deadpan in the face, by the way, like deadpan. Now, I started giggling because I was like, this is hilarious. What made it worse, and she meant it in the most innocent way possible, she looked at me and just started reeling off the reasons why she admired them. All the while, there was a man that was my size, my mother's size, which you have to imagine she's about yay big. The two of us combined, and he was walking 10 feet in front of us, and I was like, I'm either gonna get my ass whooped by a big guy today, or I'm gonna have to like tell my mum no, and she's gonna beat my ass. So it's really a choice of who beats my ass first. Thankfully, no one did. But I'm actually gonna end my set right now with just this one thing. I went home a couple of weeks ago, and the first words out my mother's mouth. She hadn't seen me for 3 weeks because I don't really go home that often, and I only went home for another religious thing. So I went home just to see her. I was like, "Oh, great, Mum, I haven't seen you for a while. Let's see what's up." Namely, food and laundry. That's actually my reasons for going home. Let's be honest. Can't do either. She literally greets me not with, "Oh, my son, I love you." It was, "Sup, motherfucker." Literally, those are my mum's words to me as she greeted me at the door. And then said, "Get the fuck out of my house," and start freeloading as I left. And then gave me a hug and said, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." That was pretty much my life. Alright guys, I've been Adil Marcy, and I will see you guys later. Hopefully everyone else does a better job than me. Take care. I'm not even going to attempt to put this in actually because, yeah, broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adil. Probably the most successful comedian we've had on stage. Generally, you get people, and you get a lot of people here for a music night, like, what? It's just and then, brilliant. Actually getting some laughs, and quite a few of them loved it. Well done, sir.